Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news shaking the very foundations of the NFL tonight. And if you're a Cowboys fan, sit down because this is not just big, this is colossal. We're talking about a franchise-defining move that has sent shockwaves throughout the football world. The Dallas Cowboys have just pulled off a trade that could completely alter the trajectory of their 2025 season and possibly their long-term Super Bowl aspirations. Yes, it's official. David Onyemata, the elite defensive tackle known for his brute strength, athletic explosiveness, and game-changing presence, is heading to Dallas. That's right. After much speculation and quiet behind-the-scenes talks, the deal is done, the ink is dry, and the star-studded defense of America's team just got a major upgrade. And let me tell you, this isn't just a routine mid-off-season roster adjustment. This is a bold, calculated, aggressive move from Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office, signaling to the rest of the league that Dallas is not messing around anymore. They're tired of the playoff heartbreaks, tired of falling short when it matters most. And they're making moves that reflect a franchise going all in on a Super Bowl push. If you thought Dallas was dangerous before, buckle up, because this move might just push them over the edge into true championship contender status. Now, for those who might not be fully familiar with what David Onyemata brings to the table, let's take a moment to appreciate just how impactful this man is. Standing at 6'4" and weighing in around 300 pounds, Onyemata is not just a massive body on the interior defensive line. He's an athlete in every sense of the word. His combination of strength, agility, and technique makes him one of the most difficult linemen to block in the entire league. But it's not just his physical attributes that make him special. It's his football IQ, his tenacity, and his ability to read plays before they even develop. Born in Lagos, Nigeria, Onyemata's journey to the NFL is unlike most others. He didn't grow up playing American football. In fact, he didn't even see a football game until he moved to Canada for college. But once he stepped onto the field at the University of Manitoba, scouts knew they were looking at something special. He was raw, yes, but incredibly talented. He learned quickly, adapted to the North American style of play, and by the time he entered the 2016 NFL draft, teams were already eyeing him as a sleeper pick with immense upside. The New Orleans Saints took the gamble, selecting him in the 4th round, and it paid off beautifully. Over his 7 seasons in the NFL, Onyemata has grown into one of the league's most reliable and disruptive interior linemen. While he never got the flash and media attention that many edge rushers receive, make no mistake, he was the unsung hero of both the Saints and later the Falcons' defensive units. In New Orleans, he was a consistent presence, using his strength and leverage to dominate the trenches, often taking on double teams to free up his teammates to make plays. Then in Atlanta, he reunited with former Saints defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen, and under that system, he flourished again, showing that regardless of the scheme, Onyemata makes his presence felt. He has consistently posted strong numbers across the board. Multiple seasons with over 30 tackles, multiple years with 4 or more sacks, and an elite pressure rate among interior linemen. And perhaps more importantly, he plays with durability and consistency, 2 traits that are hard to come by in this league, especially at such a physically punishing position. Now let's get into why this trade to Dallas is so monumental. First off, let's talk about need. The Cowboys' defense last season showed flashes of greatness, especially with Micah Parsons wreaking havoc from the edge. Trevon Diggs when healthy, locking down receivers, and the emergence of young talents like Daron Bland. But what was glaringly obvious, especially in their playoff loss, was their vulnerability against the run. Teams began exploiting the interior gaps, pushing through the A and B gaps with relative ease, and they needed an anchor. They needed a presence that could clog the middle, demand double teams, and free up Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence to do what they do best. Enter David Onyemata. This isn't just a patchwork solution or a depth signing. This is the guy, a veteran who brings experience, leadership, and elite interior disruption. He's exactly what Dallas needed, and they went out and got him. Reports indicate the Cowboys gave up a third-round draft pick and a depth player to secure Onyemata, and honestly, that's a steal. For a franchise that often hesitates to make splashy in-season or off-season trades, this represents a major philosophical shift. It shows that the front office is listening, not just to fans and media, but to the players and coaches who know that one or two key additions can be the difference between a divisional round exit and a Super Bowl run. And let's talk about fit. Dan Quinn may be gone, but under new defensive leadership, the Cowboys still plan to run a hybrid 4-3/3-4 scheme that relies on versatility and pressure from multiple angles. Onyemata's versatility makes him a dream in this setup. He can play 1-tech, 3-tech, and even slide out to a 5-tech in certain looks. He collapses pockets, blows up run plays in the backfield, and he's smart. He understands when to shoot a gap versus when to hold ground and let the linebackers clean up. This kind of intelligence and experience is invaluable, especially when paired with younger players still learning the intricacies of NFL blocking schemes. The energy in Dallas right now is electric. Fans are hyped, the locker room is buzzing, and analysts across the league are already reshuffling their power rankings. Suddenly, the Cowboys' defensive front looks terrifying on paper. Micah Parsons coming off the edge, DeMarcus Lawrence on the other side, Osa Odigizua continuing his growth, and now David Onyemata anchoring the middle. That's a front four any offensive coordinator is going to lose sleep over. And let's not forget the psychological impact a move like this has on the rest of the locker room. It shows that ownership and the front office are committed to winning now, not in 3 years, not in some distant rebuild, but now. Veterans like Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Zach Martin, and others know their window is here, and they want that ring. Moves like this reinforce that mindset, creating urgency, belief, and momentum. And we can't forget the ripple effect this trade has on the NFC East and the broader playoff picture. Philadelphia made their moves. Washington's rebuilding. The Giants are trying to figure themselves out. But Dallas just made a championship move. They plugged their most glaring hole with a proven, productive, hungry veteran who still has plenty of gas in the tank. And if the Cowboys can stay healthy, if they can get consistent quarterback play and avoid late season collapses, there's no reason they shouldn't be in the NFC Championship game at minimum. David Onyemata may not be the flashiest name for casual fans, but ask any coach, scout, or veteran player, and they'll tell you, this is a difference maker. This is the kind of acquisition that turns good teams into great ones. Now, the only question left is, how quickly can he integrate into the Cowboys system? The answer? Pretty quickly. His familiarity with multiple defensive looks, his experience reading offensive lines, and his high football IQ mean he'll likely be up to speed within weeks. He's already known as a leader in the locker room and a professional in his approach to film, workouts, and preparation. And for a team that prides itself on discipline and intensity, he's a perfect cultural fit as well. So Cowboys fans, buckle up. This season just got a whole lot more interesting. With David Onyemata in navy and silver, the Dallas Cowboys are sending a loud, clear message to the rest of the league. We're coming. We're not just here to compete, we're here to dominate. And with this defensive front, with this mindset, with this roster, anything short of a Super Bowl might just be a disappointment.